Hello, and welcome back to my Attack on Titan diorama series. Today I'll be finishing up the diorama by building a portion of Wall Maria and finally working on the base. I started off by placing my buildings down on a pre-cut base to get a rough estimate on how big I wanted this wall to be. The Revoltech Colossal Titan is roughly 24 to 25 inches tall, so I made my wall about 21 inches tall so that I could get the iconic look of him peeking over. Once I had all my pieces cut out and ready to go, I quickly test fitted them together and started applying my texture with my favorite rock.
Hi, Grace.
Now that I've got the texture that I desired, I started gluing the pieces together with my hot glue gun. The majority of the wall is built up of the exact same piece, so let's move on to the main game. During episode 1, the Colossal Titan just storms up, just kicks in the wall, and like everybody's dead. Whoever was in front of it, dead. There was a woman, she flies across the screen. Some lady gets crushed by like a bell tower. GG's, I guess. It's crazy, it's ridiculous. And then Armored Titan starts, strolls in. They're looking for the founding power. They don't know that Eren has it, or do they know? I don't remember. Whatever. But moving on, I wanted the power of the kick to like really be seen in the diorama and in the wall, so I made it look as destroyed and as broken apart as possible. And yeah. For easy disassembly and storage reasons, I started using magnets on my bigger dioramas. That way they can be easily taken apart and stored away. Moving on to painting this wall, it was relatively simple. It's just a base coat of medium gray, followed by some dark washes of brown to add some grime and age to the wall, and then some black to add shadow. Finally, I applied a light gray dry brush to the entire wall to catch all the raised edges and highlight all those cracks and indents. Guys, when I tell you, this was the most difficult, time-consuming, stressful, any other word that can describe that this took 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I thought it was a great idea. Oh yeah, it'll look so detailed. It'll look really cool. I wanted to give up. I can't even put. Look at those. Look how tiny those bricks were. I had to do this like 30 times. I thought that was enough. It wasn't enough. And then glue them on individual little grids. And I'm complaining. I did this to myself. There's no reason I should be complaining, but I was so tired. I was seeing these things in my sleep. I was seeing shapes as I closed my eyes. It's been about 5 hours so far. I'm about like halfway done. I got a big chunk in. I just have this little bit left. And then the entire diorama going across this street and then this street. But 5 hours in, we're doing great. I'm definitely not extremely stressed out and tired, and I want to go home, even though I am home. We're back again. More bricks, if you can believe it or not. And then finally, once I was done, I had to add these like paver things to outline there's like a grass section of the district, but this wasn't that hard. This took maybe 10 minutes to do the whole thing. It was just going around in a circle, and then I applied some Mod Podge to that area where there's going to be grass and stuff, just a thin layer so I can start adding in some sand to imitate some dirt, and then I put in some rocks and sprayed it with some glue, some watered down glue. So for the sidewalks, I used the same foam that I used for the base, and then I added about 1/4 of an inch thick foam to the edges to give it that raised look, so that the sidewalks were a little bit higher than the road itself. I had to do that 2 times for the 2 buildings, and then 1 time for the big building, but it'd be stupid to show the same thing. Here's what the road looks like next to the sidewalk. See how it's just a little bit raised. After 2 weeks, oh no, not even 1 week, sorry. This is all I got. That's it. Hi Bert. That's all I did. It takes hours. Finally, after hours and hours of work, I'm finally done, and I can say that I am extremely proud of the way it turned out. it looks beautiful. This was something I did off camera where just under the gate, the road kind of like peters out and gets all destroyed. But yeah, I absolutely love how it turned out, and I'm glad I stuck to the end to complete it. Everything got a coat of light gray wash. Well, not wash, sorry. Everything got a coat of light gray paint to prepare for the upcoming washes. I wanted to do more of a rocky texture, so adding in some like earth tones of like red and yellow and brown, so that when I put a black wash over it, all those tones get a little bit hidden, and then when you hit it with a light gray dry brush, it really brings out all the edges, and it looks like stonework. Well, to me at least it does. Finally, the last couple of steps is to just add some moss over this dirt patch. But first I'm going to dry brush these rocks so that when they peek out over the grass, they're not the same color as the dirt. Once that was dry, I applied some Mod Podge to prepare for the last step and add my grass. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you to everybody who subscribed since my last video. I went up like 2,000 more subscribers, and thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video and making of this diorama. Yeah, I'll see you guys next video with my next build. Bye. Oh, one last thing. I'd really appreciate it if you guys followed me on Instagram and TikTok. Same name as my YouTube, HeroHQ Hobby Hour. But if not, that's okay. I'm also on YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube. Whatever. Never mind. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.